The home builders, I mean, Tommy, I think we've talked about this, but that's a sector I've been vocally bearish. I mean, with the cost of capital and the cost of raw materials rising the way it is, I don't see how they can continue to print the way they have been. I mean, lumber goes up 10, 20, 30% a month. You know, now you've got 30-year mortgage rates are, you know, almost double what they were 2 years ago.
That's another.
And then labor rates. In my town, Bend, Oregon, I mean, you cannot get a contractor. And if you talk to the builders, the spec builders and the guys out there doing that, trying to find people and trying to, you know, you're competing for labor. Now, granted, Bend, Oregon might be in a little microcosm like most of the coastal cities are. But the fact of the matter is it's really expensive. These builders are having a hard time. And in fact, they're bringing in people from, you know, the Central Oregon, not the Central Oregon, but the Oregon Valley, the Willamette Valley, because it's not as hot over there. So you got builders coming over all during the week, going home on the weekends. So, you know, at some point, people are going to be like, I can't do this. In fact, I have an architect friend of mine. He has noticed for the first time since '08 that his jobs now are becoming renovations as opposed to full-blown new projects. And he says this happened in '08 because people in the know or people who were really discerning were like, no, this is ridiculous. I'm not paying $375 a square foot.
Right.
I'm going to renovate. Now, whether or not that, you know, that could be just anecdotal, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, those are the kinds of things you file away in the back of your head and you're like, okay, I'm going to take note there.
Well, I live in Greenwich, Connecticut, okay? McMansions and all that. Yep. I don't live in a McMansion. And what I have seen are more building. It's not like, you know, 2006 and 7 where it was just out of control. But the first quarter, only 3 homes in Greenwich sold for more than $8 million. 3 homes. There's a lot of inventory out there on the high end.
Yeah.
And so that tells me right now that there is some difficulty in the high-end consumer, especially the Wall Street types that used to just move from New York and, you know, build a 10,000 square foot house and
not think about
boom.
it. Yeah.
I mean, that's still happening a little bit. I see it, but it's definitely not a good sign. And I think that's a negative sign for Wall Street too.
I agree. I have a similar anecdotal story. I live in a beach town. And the high-end rentals that were literally flying off the shelves for, you know, the past 8, 10, 15 years, that market has quieted down and it's back down to just the, you know, younger professionals renting very inexpensive homes near the beach and not the big homes on the water, et cetera, renting. So the complexion is changing, you know what I mean? Without a doubt of the rental and the buyer market, et cetera. I don't think the prices have backed off all that much, but I think like Tommy said, I think that the market is just sort of slowing down a little bit, that's for sure.